Hey everybody, welcome back to Elizabeth Elaborates. I'm Elizabeth, and today I have another book video for you. And unfortunately, this single book review is standing in for my April reading recap because I only read one book in April. Now, the thing is, sometimes I read a lot, sometimes I read a little. It's okay. I'm not holding myself to anything crazy this year. Especially the last few weeks have been so insane, I cannot even comprehend it. And part of that made me want to delete my channel, and that's partly why I have not made a video in so long. So with that being said, I read Charlotte's Web this month, or last month, because I'm so late with this. And yes, I've read Charlotte's Web as a child. I feel like everyone has read Charlotte's Web, but kind of in my venture on reading the classics, I want to go back and reread these books that, yeah, I've read those. Everybody's read those in school. And then I realized, like, oh, I actually don't remember anything about it. So I want to go back to those books and take them in as an adult with my adult brain, because I think, like, okay, adults wrote these books. There obviously something is amazing about them. Like, I don't know. I feel like people just only put out things they're proud of, or I would hope that's how it is. So hence I read Charlotte's Web. And I know a lot of middle schoolers, and it's really fun for me to read these kind of like required reading type of books, because then I can talk about them with these kids that are experiencing it for the first time and go back and forth with them. So I told my 12-year-old friend, I was like, hey, I'm reading Charlotte's Web for the first time. And she was like, no way. And so her and all her friends, we just got to talk about it. And that happened with The Giver. If you go back, I read The Giver at some point last year, and a few other things. So it's just fun to like kind of relive that vicariously through them, but then also for myself, because I had a vague idea that, spoiler alert, I thought Wilbur died. And so I went in this book and I was like, hey, all I know is that Wilbur dies. And I'm getting through this book and I'm like, it's not looking like Wilbur's going to be the one to die. I think Charlotte's going to die. Lo and behold, that's what happened. So I was floored this entire time. My jaw was on the floor. And just the purity of the friendship in this book is so unbelievable, and it's so healing in your soul to read that, especially during this month when I read it and things were so up in the air and so chaotic and so stressful. Just to have this relationship between two things that are very different, a spider and a pig. And this spider has this kind of like sly distrust to it. Like, I didn't trust Charlotte, first of all. I thought she was like, I was like, oh, is she mocking him by saying these things in her web and like writing these little messages? I wasn't sure if I should trust her. And that's a recurring thing I have when I read books like this, or not even like this, just books in general, is, and maybe life. I tend to trust the wrong people, and I'm like, I don't know if this character is a bad character or a good character, because I'm kind of like, I don't really believe in like being good or bad. And I'm like, everybody can do things on either side of the aisle. So I was reading Charlotte and I was like, I think she's like maybe not being honest. Like, I think she might be pulling his leg and she might be playing him, because Wilbur's so innocent and helpless, and Wilbur is very trusting of people, I feel. And so at first I was like, oh, I don't know if she's going to take advantage of him somehow. But she really ended up standing up for Wilbur and getting all of the barnyard animals on Wilbur's side. And Wilbur's purity and joy and just his absolute cuteness just never changed throughout the book. And I love that. And it kept me coming back, because I just knew this book was going to be cozy and safe and feel like home. And as I kind of saw the plot play out, I kind of got really nervous and sad for Wilbur, because I was like, shoot, Charlotte's going to die. It's not going to be Wilbur who dies. And even how, I forget the girl's name, but like, there's a couple lines in the book where it's like, oh, as all kids do, like, she grew up and she stopped spending time with him and she started doing things that bigger kids do. Like, it would be weird for her to just sit around and talk to barn animals all day. And so even like, his initial best friend left him. I think one thing that almost threw me off in their friendship was that it was mutual and that it was so honest from the beginning. And I think I expected there to be a good guy and a bad guy. And I know I kind of said that already, but I'm realizing it more as I talk through it right now because I just kind of sit down and press record and just like let my thoughts flow. Another thing that's so cute about this book is that Charlotte speaks life into Wilbur, and I think that's really important. It's not even that the other barnyard animals were being super degrading to him or being like bullying him. They tried to help Wilbur when he escaped the barn. Everybody's giving him conflicting directions, and nobody was really like super nice to him or super awful to him. But Charlotte just did what she could. And she would write all these nice messages in her web. And at first I was like, some pig? Like, what does that mean? Is that like, oh, this some pig, like, here's this guy gonna try to win the medal at the fair. Some pig, good luck. And it wasn't. She was like doing what she absolutely could do, the most she could do, to try to give Wilbur a better chance. And so when Charlotte died, I was crying. Well, no, I wasn't crying. I was internally crying. And out externally, I was just like making craft on my bedroom floor with a bunch of cardboard everywhere. I think friendship is such a key piece of your life, and that was part of what was kind of bothering me this month is like I'm having some relationship issues with some people. And even just reading Charlotte's Web, it made me realize how important friendships are and like what a good friendship is. And I'm also finally finishing the Lord of the Rings series, and that is all about friendship and like persevering through trials together, and like how unity and having each other's back is going to get you through things no matter what. And so all of that at one time, that's why I think this kind of healed my soul so much. And maybe it kind of points out some things in my life that are lacking in that way, but it also kind of redirects me to be like, this is the goal. Like, this is what you should strive for. And yes, am I going crazy over a spider and a pig being friends? Like, this doesn't need to impact my entire life, but I think that's why this is a classic. And as I said before, like, adults write children's stories. There's obviously a message that's good that we should listen to, that another person have thought through, that is so important, that they are able to convey in a simple way that a child would understand. It's like people say you're a true master of something if you can explain it to a child. And I think that's kind of what's happening here and what's happening in a lot of other children's literature. So I'm so happy I went back and reread this. Dare I say I read it for the first time, because I don't really remember when I read it for the first time, and obviously I remembered things wrong. I know there's a movie out there. I don't really want to watch the movie because I enjoyed the book so much. I don't want to ruin it. But I think I might have rambled for long enough, and that's actually my reading recap for the month. So I'm going to try to read a few more things in May, but it's not looking too hot either. So I try my best, It is what it is. And anyway, Charlotte's Web I gave 5 stars, which I rarely give things 5 stars. I only give it to books that blow me away and give me this feeling that I can't even express what it is. It's like, even if there's something wrong with the story or I can nitpick through it, if it gives me this certain feeling, I give it 5 stars. And that was Charlotte's Web. So might be my first 5-star book of the year. Let me double check. It is my first 5-star book. James by Percival Everett was perfection, but it didn't give me the heart exploding 5-star perfection. So anyway, we can't top Charlotte's Web so far, so I'm excited to see what the rest of the year brings. Stick around if you want more. I would say leave recommendations, I'll read them, but I'm trying to work through my bookshelf that is so insane and overwhelming, so I just need to get more room. So I have piles of books accumulating everywhere. I'm going to try to read a lot of the books I already have, knock those off my shelf, and then open myself up to other things. So I guess that's all for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys have good friendships. I'm just kidding. Let me know what you think, or if you go back and reread Charlotte's Web. I would love to hear what your thoughts are as an adult, or as a child. If you read it and it changed your life as a child, I think that would be really cool, because then you'd have a probably like 15-year head start on me having experienced this. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.